Earlier this year, I had a pretty significant setback when the state miscalculated my maternity leave benefits, and I ended up on the hook to pay back around $5,000. I'm still on the hook to pay back that amount, and I just recently wrote a check to start to make payments, my second payment that I've made. And when I got that notice that I was going to have to repay the amount, it was just so frustrating, and I felt so discouraged. I mean, it was like a pit in my stomach. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's 7% of my total income, my gross income. So it was just, I mean, it was crushing. So more than that for net, it's about, I want to say 11% of my net income, because I now cover family insurance benefits. So that was a pretty significant setback. And I wanted to take a moment to process what I've learned and share my steps forward, because I've been noticing sort of trends in the videos that have stood out to me, and I get it's really encouraging to hear other people's stories and how they've overcome setbacks. So recently I've been watching Lindy Glenn, and she shared how she's overcome, there was kind of an issue with her landlord and rent, and it was just a really terrible, I felt for her in that similar kind of overwhelming amount that she needed to pay. Her rent tripled because something to do with the commercial lease details. So I just was realizing how encouraging it is to hear people speak about their setbacks and how they're overcoming them. So that's what I wanted to share. And I think that it's really important to acknowledge, first, to start with gratitude. That's just the most important thing, is to be so thankful for me, for my income, for my day job, for, I guess, the skills that bring me my income in my day job, for my family, for our health, and for sort of the outlook that I had, definitely for the outlook I have. So that's kind of number one, is I have to start with gratitude. The second thing is, I guess off the top, is just to acknowledge that it's discouraging. It's really, really, really discouraging. And it's tempting to sound jaded when you talk about setbacks and to just give up. Like, it's tempting to just give up entirely, especially for me on the path to financial independence, to say, like, I'm never gonna hit that, so might as well buy this thing or that thing. In my case, it's like splurging on grocery items. I also love handbags, so I'm like, oh, let me buy this new purse or whatever, because I'm never gonna get this thing. And I think that's also kind of a despair. I know that's a despair mentality, so I really try to acknowledge that and just let myself feel that way. The second thing that really helped is to say, okay, I can't control this. This is what I can, to sort of determine controllables, like what I can control and what I can't control. Okay, this was a mistake. It was made in the past. There's nothing I can do about that mistake. I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have questioned the return to work date that my company gave me. I could have called the state for more information. There are things that I could have done, but I didn't do them. So it's also important to just kind of be like, let the past be in the past and move forward into the future. So that's the second thing that's kind of been helpful. And I feel like it is so important to kind of acknowledge my part and accept my part, and then start on the path to progress. So the path to progress is the most important part. And for me, that's with setting goals, right? And part of that is kind of sticking to my no-buy year, which, for more information on that, I'll put a link to the no-buy year update. That's been an interesting one, because for the most part, this hasn't been a big spend year for me. I do have an infant, not anymore, I have a toddler now. So there's always something else I could buy. I aim to be really, really discerning about the things that I do buy. For example, the last purchase I just made today, it's a Target pickup order. It was a cup for milk, because she's transitioning to milk off of breast milk to whole milk. So I was about to buy 2 cups, and I'm like, no, I only need 1 cup. And I think about, like, people, I just think, what do I need? What do I absolutely need? And making a distinction between needs and wants. So that's really important. So the no-buy year has been helpful in kind of recommitting to that. It's not easy, but I guess recommitting to the goals that I had already set. Another thing is recommitting to my purpose. And for me, it's different for everyone, but for me, my purpose has changed. And for me now that I have kids, that's part of the purpose, is having A, taking care of myself so my child doesn't have to take care of me, and B, leaving a legacy that would be a positive legacy. So that's thing two. And I also have a video on fire with kids, so I will put that up in the links, either this side or that side. So you can kind of see my thoughts and feelings on that. Is financial independence with kids impossible? Absolutely not. And there's several people who have done it. I think of Mindy from, she hosts the Bigger Pockets Money podcast. She and her husband are financially independent, and they have 2 kids. So they did it. And I know that there's so many people that can't. And they did it living in the US, not having to move to a different country, which many people I know do. That's just not in the cards for us anytime soon. So recommitting to purpose. And then I guess financial independence in general, kind of breaking it down and saying that, okay, this may have changed my timeline a little bit. This is still my goal. This is still the direction I'm heading in. And again, my timeline may change, and it may change again in the future. Who knows? I could be coming to you, and good Lord, I hope I come to you being like, there's a windfall, or you know, huge increase in salary, or this idea really took off, or this business aspect is really taking off for me. Like, look at this huge increase in my income. I hope to come to you with that type of a video. So there's so many things that could happen in the range of possibilities. I want to leave possibility open there. So my dream to financial independence is not dead. It's not dead at all. In fact, if you want an update on my progress, I will put a card in for my progress. Either side, you can see how I'm doing on my progress to financial independence. It's slow. It's really slow. But I'm moving in the right direction. And that's above all what I want to kind of dwell on and focus on, is moving in the right direction. That this is the path that I'm walking, and the path may twist and turn. Sometimes I'm moving full speed ahead, and sometimes I'm just barely, you know, trudging along, but I'm not going to stop. And I'm not going to go backwards. Like, I'm not going to return to the finish line. I'm not going to return to the starting line. I'm going to stay where I am and keep moving forward. So that is where, that is, good Lord, I hope, this is just where it is. This is kind of what I'm sharing, because it's in real time. So that's what I have for you. And I guess in the realm of things that I've learned a whole lot. A lot of it's very specific to my situation, but I've learned a ton. And it's frustrating, because the most important thing I've learned is, like, don't just believe what people hand you. For example, I wish I had kind of, I say push back a little bit, but again, with my job, I'm like, I wish I had kind of asked a couple more questions about things that they told me. So that's where that is, but always to be thankful. And that's the number one takeaway that I have, is gratitude for what I have right now, and the relationships and the people in my life that I love and care for deeply. That's the most important thing. So that's what I got for you in terms of setbacks and moving forward. So hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Have you faced setbacks, and how are you coming over them? I know that there are many of you watching out there who have awesome stories. So thank you as always for watching, and I hope you'll keep watching. Bye.